It's cause I'm a different breed, they call me alien.
YouTube! I'm kidding. I'm not Farfa, if you know who that is, whatever. But what's good, y'all? We are on part 5 of the giant conspiracy. The giants are clowns conspiracy, actually. Now, let's get into it. And we are gonna watch the rest of these vids. Come on. Got milk? That's crazy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the Nephilim look like clowns.
What sect of Satanism are you talking about? Because if you just talk about, well, Satanism, I guess, like, it has a very negative connotation when, Satanism has a very negative connotation, bro. It's not really like that. A lot of people think it's like all demon worship, bro. No, majority of Satanism started from a carny, which makes sense that it is in this Giants are Clowns series, because you know what? The person who created modern day Satanism was a carny.
Part 5, and it's titled Got Milk. Now, the reason why I settled on that title is because when you start looking into some of these rituals involving milk, you can find connections to satanic influences, the elite, milk baths, these baptisms, if you will, by milk.
That's why we had, bro, they force fed us the got milk stuff everywhere, bro. Like, I swear, whenever the elites want us to do something so bad, they will force it down our throats. I hate it.
Milk, and there's just these really weird connections, and some of them even involve clowns. So that's where this video comes in. Now, as I started looking into this weird connection between clowns and milk cartons and all these sorts of things, I came across this clown called Milky the Clown, who I believe was local to the Detroit area. But there was this company, I believe, called Twin Pines, and this Milky the Clown was their mascot, and he even started appearing on milk cartons. And this clown, I believe he appeared on all 3 major Detroit television stations, primarily in the 50s and early part of the 60s. So just a lot of coverage.
Remember, a lot of people don't realize this. We didn't have the internet like we do now back in the day, bro. So not everybody was connected. TV stations were localized. Everything was localized. So like, there's a lot. That's why you get a lot of random theories about different stuff, lost media, stuff like that, because it was all like localized. The government, well, I'm not going to say government. I don't know who it was. It could have been government, could have been elites. Whoever was controlling all these different media companies, you know what I'm saying? They would, again, in Minecraft, this is all jokes. This isn't confirmed until it is true. You know what I'm saying? But they would propagate they would test out what they're trying to like push on people. You know what I'm saying? So they would have you go through this, like think of MK Ultra. That's why there were like thousands of different sub projects in MK Ultra, bro, because they would be pushing these things to different groups because it's not all connected. It's not localized until we had the internet where we could just get everybody to like, I'm not going to say I'm not like that, but until we had the internet, they couldn't like get everybody to like really be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different areas, different people, different dynamics and different groups. So they would have to push their agendas in different ways within different areas. That's just how it is.
Of this clown, he's on milk cartons, and he was, as I said, he was the mascot for this Twin Pines dairy. And apparently they kept his face on milk cartons until the 1990s. So, okay, so what, right? There's a clown associated with this dairy company and milk, and his face is on milk cartons. But, you know, as we keep looking, there's this crossover with Milky the Clown and Bozo the Clown. And when you start digging into it, you can find Bozo the Clown associated with milk and milk cartons. He was on several milk cartons as well. So there seems to be this connection between milk and these clowns. And I don't think that that's just coincidental. I believe there's always like a bigger thing happening behind the scenes. And, you know, when you start thinking about missing people, and I think this is just a scene from the movie Lost Boys, there was this other really unique phenomenon that happened. I believe it was in the 80s, and that was called the missing children on the milk cartons. There was this program that was instituted beginning in the early 1980s, where you had advertisements on milk cartons in the United States that were used to publicize cases of missing children. And I guess this campaign went on until the late 1990s.
How about to say that stuff went on? I think it stopped till like the early like 2000s, honestly, because we still had like a whole bunch of cartoons up until like 2006 making jokes about it, and TV shows making jokes about it. So I don't think that stopped until like the early 2000s, bro.
Where I'm going with this is, again, it's clowns and children always seem to be linked. And so it starts off primarily the 50s, 60s, 70s. You have the reinforcement of clowns and milk, and they're on these cartons. And then you go to the 80s, and there's this decision to put children on cartons. And, you know, these things all seem to sort of come together. And I think there's more to it. And I can see how this would be traumatic, actually. This could cause trauma. You know, you had these milk cartons at the dinner table, and your children are staring at these missing children. And that might not be the best thing, actually, because I think very few direct successes were tied to either local or national campaigns.
That's facts. The campaign did nothing. I feel like what got kids to drink milk more would have been like little games on the cartons. When I was in school, in the little like milk cartons they gave you at school, they had a little BS connected dot games, but that was more entertaining than looking at somebody who's missing. That would just freak you out, bro. I don't know.
So on one hand, I understand it's a tool to help, but was the original intention something more nefarious? Who knows?
Most definitely.
As many as 5 billion milk cartons were printed with the images and details of missing children from around the country. So I just think there's more to this whole phenomenon.
Oh yeah, we live with it. So if anybody want to type in the chat, so you can be on the YouTube video, go ahead. Remember, if you want to type in the chat, we live with it. This is gonna be on the channel, so go ahead. You can say whatever.
Conditioning of children and clowns, and in this case, it was done through milk cartons and milk, of all things. So just really weird. And I guess apparently faces of missing kids even adorned pizza boxes at one point. And well, we all know about, you know, this whole concept of pizza and children. I don't want to get into it, but you guys know. So again, just doesn't seem random, does it? Now, what I want to...
It definitely doesn't.
...hit on is...
Milk is dairy. Dairy makes cheese. Milk. Dairy. Dairy is milk. Milk gets curdled and makes cheese. Cheese gets put on pizza. And that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? Connections.
Is a really interesting documentary I came across called The Clown and the Candyman.
Don't say that 5 times fast in the mirror, in the dark.
Now, I was watching this documentary, and you know,
merch.
That
makes so much sense because Buddy y'all know who this is. Do y'all know who? I'm gonna let him talk.
Videos in this series, the Nephilim look like clowns, but then you know you just keep coming across more and more information that just seems to tie right in. So
that's why I'm watching.
Here we are. But I was watching this documentary, and they were focused on John Wayne Gacy, the clown killer from Illinois, and they actually were...
Illinois, one of the biggest PSYOP states in the country.
Were detailing how they got a warrant to go to his house and do a search.
Video on that soon. I'll be talking about videos that have not come out yet, bro. Y'all don't even know, bro. I got a lot of content I'm working on. Oh, did my camera turn off? Can y'all see me still? Okay, yeah, I got a lot of content that's coming out, bro. Just letting y'all know.
So as they were going through his house, what they dubbed the murder home. It was filled with clown paintings and zigzag wallpaper. I mean,
Bro. I didn't even peep. Now that I'm thinking, I didn't even peep that, bro. Now that makes so much sense.
now if you've
He was possessed. He was possessed.
watched any of the previous episodes, I touch on these zigzag patterns and clowns. It's just so bizarre. And here's just some photos. There's a clown. There was a clown painting right above his bed.
Bro, this man was, bro, look into that case, bro. Y'all gonna realize, like, I just like learning about things. I like learning about lots of different information. I could tell you things about true crime. I could tell you things about the law. I could tell you things about the Adventure Time universe. I could tell you things about Yu-Gi-Oh, the lore between Bionicle. I could tell you a lot of random things. I just like learning stuff. I could tell you things about Christianity. I could tell you things about Hinduism and Islam. I could tell you a lot of different random things that I just like to learn, bro. And I can tell you a lot about conspiracies, as you guys can obviously tell. There's just so much lore, bro. There's so much lore that we, like, when you hear about something, like, we get so much lore gets watered down. That the whole telephone effect. Like, have you played that game in, like, elementary school where somebody whispers something in one side of the classroom, we go all the way down until you go back to the teacher, and then you guys figure out what they said, bro? That is, like, the lore that the general public gets is so watered down. And think about it now. If we didn't have the internet, bro, think about how bad it was back then, bro. And now that we have the internet, they have to go on whole campaigns to stop misinformation, bro. It's crazy.
And he had this interesting wallpaper, apparently, with these zigzag patterns. Just strange, it's the context, right? These things seem to be associated with each other. And let me play you 24-second clip from this documentary, and it's just going to touch on these points.
From the time we went in, we could tell that he was marching to a different
Addiction stick.
drummer, because the paint job, for example, the hall was painted brown, and then it had a zigzag gold lines going up and down through it. I mean, it was really weird. Clown pictures were everywhere. He had one right over his bed.
So, yeah, very strange. Very strange. Just as a refresher, we see the zigzag patterns, and they seem to be associated with, like...
Remember, bro, remember. This is... I've said it before. Our society is based off of symbolism, bro. Like, we use a lot of symbolism in everything we do for specific reasons. But people just act like, oh, no, it's just that. Or, oh, no, it's just a coincidence. Bro, symbolism was what founded our country, bro. Again, bald eagle, freedom, the snake, don't tread on me. You guys get it though, bro. It's a lot of symbolism within our society, bro. And it's not just America, it's around the world. Humans, we use symbolism to describe things. Like, that's just in our nature. So understand there is a lot of symbolism within everything. And I hate when people act like symbolism is just a minute thing when it comes to the human experience. It's not.
Another dimension and possessing spirits. And there's this other phenomena called liquid crystal polarization, and these people
another time talk about
being possessed, and there's these black and white zigzag patterns. And you can even look to the American Southwest and ancient rock art, and you'll find these depictions of these really strange looking entities, and there's all these zigzag patterns on their person. And even if you look at some pottery bowls of the Anasazi, you have these really weird looking figures and these zigzag patterns. So man, it's just this context, because I think that these clowns and jesters, I think they're actually non-physical entities in an actual non-physical dimension. And as I've touched on, people see these jester type entities and they encounter clowns, jesters, and jokers while taking DMT. So I think there's a whole lot more to all of this, and just really interesting stuff. And yeah, here's just another photo of the zigzag and the clown painting. And I guess John Wayne Gacy claimed to have an alter ego. So is this all a coincidence? I don't think it is, but I just wanted to present that to you guys. And now let me just hit on one video.
More updates.
In a previous video, I touched upon this exhibit, this Maya exhibit, where they were showcasing a bunch of these pieces that were attributed to the Mayan Empire. And one of them was...
Now tell me that don't look like it. We're not going to get into Hidden Colors right now, but tell me that don't look like something from Hidden Colors.
This container that quite literally looks like a clown, it's red hair, this pale-faced, and I think we're told, according to the narrative, that this is a spider monkey, but it just looks just very clownish. But this kind of prompted me to do a little bit more.
Where do you see a monkey in that? You don't even see a tail. We know what monkeys look like. Back then they knew what monkeys look like. We would have made a tail to
digging into the Mayan Empire, and of course you come across this worship of Quetzalcoatl, and you come to realize that this worship became widespread even down to the Yucatan Peninsula, where it caught on with the Maya. And then I came upon this order called the Order of Quetzalcoatl. This Order of Quetzalcoatl, known as the Q.
The Q. The conspiracy brain is on 20 right now.
Now, there have been other people who have come across this order, and they kind of just mentioned, obviously, how you have this order being known as the Q, and of course we have QAnon. Where did that come from? And one of their slogans apparently is, where we go one, we go all. So, again, is that random? Probably not. But for the purposes of this video, and where my focus is, it's actually, when you start looking into this order, you realize they're comprised solely of Shriners. And once again, Shriners.
Remember, all Shriners are Masons, but not all Masons are Shriners. There's a reason for that.
They have ties to clowns and jesters, and but apparently for this order, their main contribution is towards transportation funds for Shriner Hospital. These things just keep intertwining. And yeah, just a refresher, you have the Shriners Hospitals for Children where they dress up like clowns, And then there's another royal order called the Royal Order of Jesters, and that order is comprised solely of Shriners. And again, so you got jesters. You have jesters, jokers, clowns, and children. And you've got this order of Quetzalcoatl. So just bizarre, but I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention, and this was, I guess, just a license plate. Weird, very weird. So I think that is about it for today. And once again, I just wanted to
make sure you guys check him out. Conspiracy or Us. Don't know, join his Patreon, whatever, but make sure you check him out, bro. This man is spitting, bro. He's spitting, straight spitting. Oh my goodness. This stuff just it just gets worse and worse. Like, it gets deeper and deeper. I don't mean worse. Like, his content is amazing. I'm not talking about him. But like, this stuff just gets deeper and deeper. You guys just check him out. Man, bro. The conspiracy brain is on 100 right now. I'm thinking of every theory I can. No kissy. But y'all make sure you check it out. Remember, we are all D34D. We're all dead. 3 + 4 = 7. That means 7. It's the year of the 7. I'm messing up the outro. Don't care. It's the year of the 7. We're killing all the demons. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and Just let me know what you guys think of this. Anyway, adios.
You're dead in my eyes once you try to play. No, there ain't no saving. You'll die in your place. Try to walk all over me. I am not a doormat. Trying to talk down on me. I'ma just ignore that. Hopping in the whip quick. I'm turning ignition. Swerving right past him. I'ma have to ditch him. Send him to the ICU. This blade gon' dissect him. I'm a big baller. Young dick.